Brand new week in the Alex Murdaugh murder trial. The jury hears from more witnesses today. This is day 4 of the trial, including special agent who oversaw the crime scene. The defense took the chance to poke holes in the evidence.
But there was a body footprint near his that turned out to be law enforcement, correct?
Yes.
In the feed bin?
Right.
In blood. Is that preservation of the scene that your standards require?
Not exactly, no.
Not exactly? Should the police be walking through the scene?
No.
Do we know what other evidence they may have destroyed?
I have no idea.
That's right, we don't.
Murdaugh's attorney suggesting evidence was not preserved correctly at that crime scene, and our next guest was just in that courtroom, and as she prepares to host her Fox Nation special on the murders. Let's bring in Nancy Grace now, host of Crime Stories on Fox Nation. Nancy, thank you very much for being with us. How big of a moment in this trial was that?
Well, you know what? The defense, Hartputlian, built it up to a huge climax. But I think when the jury goes back to the jury room to start their deliberations, yes, there was evidence that was muddled in that dog pen where the victim's blood was found. People were walking around, but that doesn't negate the fact that Alex Murdaugh was there at the scene, caught in a Snapchat video by his son about 10 minutes before the murder, and then he leaves to go visit his mother who has Alzheimer's and cannot be a witness. Then he comes back and whoopsie, and that 50-minute to an hour period, somebody sneaks in and guns them both down. We are also learning about a big brouhaha about the trajectory path of the bullets. And that is where Hartputlian is claiming there could have been a second shooter. That was a bomb dropped in the courtroom today.
Yeah.
That there were 2 shooters. What?
Yeah, and Nancy,
and if I
could I just play that sound out? Because we have that of Hartputlian and Worley on the possibility of 2 shooters. Listen.
One explanation would be 2 shooters. I'm sorry? Yes?
I wasn't there.
No. But one explanation of this data would be 2 shooters. One explanation. Not the, but one.
Not the only one.
Yeah, not the only one. But it is a reasonable explanation, just like one shooter running up that way, correct?
Sure.
So one of the reasonable explanations is there are 2 people there, there are 2 guns there, one's a shotgun, one's an AR, and we now see that that AR is being shot from way up here.
To your point, Nancy, that was a bomb.
That was a bomb right in the courtroom. The thought of 2 shooters, that would blow the state's theory straight out of the water that Alex Murdaugh is the shooter. But wait a minute, don't fall for that, because Maggie, the mother, Margaret Murdaugh, had stippling on her skin. That's burning on your skin because the gun is so close to you. When the bullet is fired, it actually burns and sears your skin. That completely negates the theory that there's some sniper out in a tree or someone far away shooting at them. The killer was right there in there. And you notice when the expert on the stand said, yeah, it's possible. Well, you know, it's possible that little green men from Mars beamed down and committed a double murder, but is it probable? No, it's not.
I want to play out a promo clip from the new special, Murdaugh Family Murders, a timeline. This is the forensic pathologist. Listen.
The mother was shot with a high-powered rifle. Typically, it goes in very smooth, but when it comes out, it is explosive and expansive. Again, to be shot multiple times with that is a devastating wound. That just tells me that from the scene and from what was discovered and the evidence there and that totality of circumstances around that scene, that they felt these 2 people, at least one of them, if not both, were targeted.
So, Nancy, you are on the scene there. You're telling this from a perspective none of us have. The Murdaugh Family Murders, a timeline hosted by you, Nancy Grace. It's going to be available on foxnation.com. Real quick, 10 seconds left, Nancy, if you can tell us about it.
Well, we delve into the timeline, which is critical here because I believe the timeline itself shows Murdaugh was at the scene of the murders at the time they were committed.
Sorry, Nancy, if I could just follow up, we're live inside the courtroom now, and we're just showing Alex Murdaugh right now. I have a few extra seconds with you, Nancy. As we watch this play out, we saw in the initial days of this trial just how emotional he got. And we're watching him again here. He's been pretty calm today for those of us who have been watching this pretty closely. Any other light you want to shed on what we've seen from day 4 of this trial?
Yes, there
it's really
is.
moving. Yeah, go ahead.
I watched him. I stood up in my seat to see him walk into the courtroom. He's cool, he's calm, he's collected, he's charming. I saw him make a beeline for a blonde lady sitting at the defense table and was very animated speaking to her. But you know what? When they put up the pictures, and I saw them of Maggie's blood and Paul's blood all over everything, he didn't blink twice.
Wow.
I'm watching him. No emotion at all at his son's murder photos.
You have been in a lot of courtrooms, and you have seen a lot of awful crimes. Nancy Grace, we'll be watching the special and your coverage from there. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.